life and in your work life. And you know your limitations. You're not pushing yourself beyond what is reasonable or healthy for you. You're taking care of yourself. You're more compassionate with yourself. So let's talk about mindfulness and what mindfulness is. I keep mentioning mindfulness. Mindfulness is actually a 2,500-year-old Buddhist concept. Been around for a long time. And mindfulness is nothing other than being more aware of what's going on with you this moment in time, being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your body, being aware of your breathing, being aware of your emotions, just being really aware. And most people are not very mindful. Most people are mindless most of the time. Most people are just kind of like reacting their way through life, dealing with whatever comes up. And mindful means being able to purposely really slow things down and be focused and be aware and be able to make emotionally intelligent choices about your life. So you don't wind up having that fight with a family member. You're more aware and you can manage it better. You can become more intentional. You can participate in your life rather than react to things that are coming up for you. Here's a quote from Sylvia Boorstein. She said, "Don't just do something, sit there." And we're not very good at just sitting there and letting everything just slow down and being really self-aware and able to just really deeply relax. I do anxiety groups, and I teach mindfulness skills. I also teach mindfulness meditation, and it starts with getting people just to be able to focus on their breath. Like I said, when you're operating in your sympathetic nervous system, you're in fight or flight. You're gearing up to deal with an emergency. What we want is for you to be able to switch to your parasympathetic, which is about slowing down and letting go. Okay? And you can get really good at dealing with your breath so that you're in charge of that. So that even though you're in a stressful situation, you can shift gears. Shift from your sympathetic to your parasympathetic. Okay? I like the phrase uptight because it's so descriptive. It's so accurate. Because people who are stressed or anxious or really caught up in a conflict situation, they're breathing from up here, they're breathing shallowly, rapidly, maybe they're forgetting to breathe at all. They might be hyperventilating, but all the energy is up here, and all the tension is in their neck and their shoulders and their upper chest. Okay? And they're in fight or flight mode. And often they feel like there's not enough air. Well, for one thing, you got a little bit of space up here and a lot of space down here, but they're breathing from up here. I often tell my clients, my patients, to take a deep breath. And I just watch them as they do this, and a lot of them go, they lift their shoulders and they arch their back a little bit, stretch their neck. Well, what they're trying to do is get their shoulders out of the way so they can squeeze a little more air in up here. And often the people having panic attacks feel like they're suffocating. Okay? And they don't know how to get out of that. And when you're uptight and in fight or flight mode, you don't have the two choices, fight or flight. Now tell me what situation you're dealing with routinely is going to come out well if you're having to choose between fight or flight. If you're having a fight with or a discussion with your spouse and you're in fight or flight, can anything good come of it? Those are your only choices. So you have to first of all manage yourself and get out of fight or flight, get out of your sympathetic nervous system and into your parasympathetic. And the way you do that is you become very mindful, very aware of what's going on in your head and what's going on in your body, how you're breathing, and you become very conscious and intentional in making a shift. Now, a lot of people don't know how to do that, particularly highly stressed and anxious people, so I have to break it down for them. I say, okay, look, go home tonight, and when you're getting ready for bed, lay down flat on the bed, and put one hand here and one hand on your belly button. and for 10 minutes. And incidentally, ask them to do this for the next year, every night for 10 minutes, okay? Practice breathing so only one of these hands is moving. Now, I'm not laying down, but let me see if I can demonstrate, right? Okay, can you see my lower hand moving? What's my upper hand doing? Not much of anything, right? Okay. Yeah, that's what you want to strive for, and it's not forced. It's not like that. No, it needs to be as easy and gentle and quiet and peaceful as you can make it. And that's hard for a lot of people because they're so revved up, they're so energized, that it's kind of hard for them to get into that state. They'd be laying there trying to breathe, and their mind keeps going all over the place. And so this is a discipline you develop of being able to keep bringing your focus back to your breath and breathing from your diaphragm in a very easy and gentle way. If you get air all the way down to your diaphragm, it makes your belly go in and out. You see this with your dog or cat very readily, or a new baby, right? This is what you want to strive for. This means if you're doing it the right way, not forcing it, this means that you're in your parasympathetic system. And that's all about letting go. You could be in a high anxiety situation with stress all around you, and if you're really good at this, you can quiet your mind. You start talking to yourself in a kinder, gentler way, and you can start breathing from your diaphragm. And you have to practice it to be able to quickly do this. Okay, and you can very quickly change your level of stress, your level of anxiety. I always ask my patients, where are you, 1 to 10 on anxiety? And a lot of them come in and they're like an 8 or a 9, And so in like a minute, if they know what we're doing and they've been practicing, in a minute we can make that into a 2, just by shifting their breathing and quieting their self-talk. A lot of people don't know what I mean by self-talk. We all talk to ourselves all the time. And you can be yelling at yourself. You can be really critical with yourself. Or you can be soft and gentle and compassionate with yourself and other people inside your own head. It's a choice. And with this mindfulness discipline that we're talking about, you can get really, really good at making that shift. Does that make sense? Okay. And that's a lot of what we're going to be talking about for the next 12 weeks. My panic disorder groups, everybody comes in having lots of panic attacks and on lots of medication, and after 10 or 12 weeks, none of them are having panic attacks. One nice thing about anxiety is it's the most treatable psychological disorder. Most common, but it's also the most treatable. If people can learn the kind of things we're talking about. So, mindfulness is a strategy for staying focused on the present, being able to just observe what's going on around you without having to judge anything, just being aware, more aware than you've ever been before, and being able to accept what's occurring in the moment. I like the phrase, it is what it is. Some things just are. And you can rail against that and get really upset, or you can say, okay, it is what it is. Now, what do I choose to do about it, if I'm able to do anything about it at all? In mindfulness, you're not really, the intent is to be aware, not to have to change anything right now, just to really be aware and understand things. And aware of your thoughts, aware of your emotions, aware of how you're stirring yourself up or calming yourself down, because you really can be very good at reversing direction, and allowing your feelings to emerge without resistance. The benefits of mindfulness, well, it kind of gets you out of having to always be caught up in doing. You can get away from being a human doing and actually become a human being, that's really kind of like enjoying being here, like experiencing the moment and being able to really relax and enjoy life. It helps you live your life more fully. Some people are so busy that they get to the end of their life and they haven't really been here. It helps you experience the here and now and become more aware of yourself and your choices. Not be carrying out conditioned responses, but really responding on purpose in an emotionally intelligent way, in an aware manner. And this is going to affect your physiology in a very positive way. There's tons of research that mindfulness meditation leads to all kinds of health benefits. Like at the University of Massachusetts Medical School, they had one group of patients with psoriasis get in ultraviolet tanks, and the psoriasis did benefit. They did get better with this ultraviolet treatment. Then they had another group with psoriasis get in ultraviolet tanks and meditate, do mindfulness meditation while they were in the tanks. They had a rate of improvement like 4 times greater. And there are all kinds of studies like that that are just absolutely amazing. And there's this whole body of medicine called mind-body medicine that has evolved. And mainstream medicine is now looking very seriously at a lot of this. And my field of psychology is also looking very seriously at mindfulness. You'll hear this more and more being discussed. So it helps you respond intelligently rather than react. It's not necessarily relaxation, although I experience deep relaxation by practicing mindfulness. It's not some kind of navel gazing or escaping from reality. It's really tuning into reality and being more aware than ever before. It's not being passive or non-emotional, because you really are getting in touch with how you feel, the feelings that you might have been denying or avoiding, or trying to distract yourself from with food or drugs or alcohol. Helps you enjoy things more, like everything more: food, music, scenery, conversation, interactions. Helps you be more tolerant. One piece of research on mindfulness meditation found that people become, over time of practicing mindfulness meditation, they become more just, more moral, and more compassionate with themselves and with people around them. Now those aren't bad qualities to have, right? To cultivate. Okay? It means people are going to have more higher energy and remember things better and be able to slow themselves down when they need to, and just enjoy life more and be more peaceful. The old Tolstoy said, if you want to be happy, just be. Just be.